Hello, and welcome to Metamorphosis, the podcast where stories of resilience, reinvention, and quiet revolution take center stage. I'm your host, Tonusree Mazumder, and this show is my heartfelt attempt to spotlight those who dare to transform and those who help others rise through transformation too. They say some people come into your life and quietly light a fire that changes everything. For me, Manas Mandal is one of those people. Before we dive into his story, let me tell you this. This episode is more than just an interview. It's a deeply personal one. From the darkest days during COVID to the hesitant light where I doubt every step, Manas has stood beside me as a mentor, motivator, and above all, a dear friend. In fact, this very episode of the podcast Metamorphosis wouldn't have even existed without his persistent belief and push. He saw something in me long before I did. And so, who else but him to open this journey with me? Today, you'll hear about his inspiring rise from a small town in Bengal to co founding InGreens, a social tech enterprise that has transformed the life of over 1 crore farmers. But more than that, I hope you'll feel the warmth, the fight, and the fire of someone who never gave up and who never let me give up either. So let's welcome Manas Mandal to our show Metamorphosis with Tonusree. Manas, thank you so much, not just for being on Metamorphosis, but for being the reason this podcast even exists. I am truly honored and emotional to be starting this journey with you today. So, Manas, welcome once again. So, let's start from the onset. Over to you, Manas.
Thank you, Tonusree, and thank you for your initiative, Metamorphosis Initiative. I think this will help a lot of people, like our founders, who can interact and learn about their journey and what they have gone through and what they are today. So many congratulations for coming up with our channel of yours, Metamorphosis.
Thank you, Manas, and I appreciate the exactly what you wanted to say. So let's start from the very onset. You grew up in Balurghat, a quiet town in North Bengal, in a very
Yes.
humble with a dream of defense. So can you please take me back to that boy and how he ended up creating a path into the agri-tech industry?
See, my father was in Indian Army. So I always had a dream to join Indian Air Force. So I tried for that also, but somehow I could not crack it. Then eventually landed up in agriculture university actually, and had no plans. I had no plans why I'm joining an agriculture university. It was just like, okay, I'm not getting anything, so I'll get enrolled myself in an agriculture university. So it was just something like that. There was no plan, no logic, nothing like that. And eventually worked in various corporates, went to Delhi and all. After working in corporates for some time, startup thing just happened, and it happened by accident. So it was never a plan that I will be opening up, because in those days there was no concept of what a startup is all about.
Yes.
So one was so basically after working for so many years in corporates. And suddenly you realize that you have already in a startup. So the journey happened in that way. It was not a conscious call that I am starting a startup. It was not never like that.
Okay, so now let's just rewind the same thing a bit. So now let's talk about that unforgettable night, December 31st, 2011, the moment when InGreens began over a drink, some doubts and a lot of dreaming. What exactly happened that day?
Yeah. Okay. So during those days, I was writing a lot of case studies for business schools, and a day came when I bumped into one of my university undergraduate senior, where I also pitched my case studies. Then he asked me, why don't we meet on 31st December, which was a festive night also. So we met over there and discussed for long, And he was asking what was going on. I then asked him what was going on. So it was normal chit chat and all things. Then suddenly he said that why can't we start together something? I said yes, we can start something. But what was that? It was never in our mind. We thought that yes, probably we can come together because our skill sets complement each other. So that and we had great vibes during our university days. So that was the whole thing. Like, but what to do, we never knew. But we thought that yes, probably we can do something in agriculture because of our undergraduate stream. Then what at least we tried to find out like what can be done in agriculture and all this. So we went to this bar, but in the bar we cannot write because we didn't have any diary or pen. So what we did was we wrote something. We borrowed a pen from the waiter and started scribbling on the tissue papers.
Okay.
That what could be done, or it was more like brainstorming session type thing. And this can be done, that can be done, we can do this. So no concrete plans. It was more of a brainstorming, session. That this could be done. But yes, we both gelled together and thought that yes, we both can start a startup. So that was the decision taken that night.
That's quite inspiring, actually. So, problem and purpose. I'm so sorry. So, at the core of InGreens is a deep injustice that we see that the Indian farmers, despite being the backbone of our nation, are often the last one to receive any policy benefits. So, what made you want to solve this thing?
See, we have always seen, since from our childhood, we have always seen that, every year farmers suffer from drought, suffer from flood and natural calamities. So this is a regular phenomenon. Development was happening everywhere, barring agriculture and farming community. They are not getting, the lifestyle was not increasing. Their earnings remain the same, rather it was going down. So we thought that probably with our startup we can address the key issue. The key issue is basically the problem of farmers. So there is a lot of happening, a lot of public policies, a lot of government spendings are happening. But ultimately these developers are not reaching to the farmers. And when they are reaching, probably the season is over. In agriculture, season is everything. Let's say, for example, there are two seasons in agriculture, Rabi and Kharif. So if you are extending a policy, and if the farmer, let's say for example, Rabi means the winter season and Kharif means the monsoon season. So if the government is rolling out dose to farmers for Kharif and they are reaching in Rabi, then the purpose is not solved.
Yes.
So there is always an information asymmetry that is always happening. The right information is not reaching the right person at the right time. So this was the basic pain points we are trying to solve.
Okay, got it. So, that's what you told me in the previous when we were talking. Like you also told over that you were an agriculture student and you really felt very guilty that that it was your responsibility that stuck within you that you can do something for them, and I think this is the one which you wanted to do. If you can just explain on this.
Yes, as part of our curriculum in agriculture for 4 years program, the last semester, which is of around 6 months, we have a rural immersion program where we need to spend in a farmer's house for 6 months, the entire batch. This is a RWAE. We call it RWAE, which is Rural Agricultural Work Experience. It's a course. It's a mandatory part of your undergraduate curriculum. You have to spend 6 months in a farmer's house to understand his lifestyle, what he does, when he goes to the field, what are the problems they encounter, and how they solve it, and how they are surviving. So from that was basically an eye-opener for me. Not only for me, there are a lot of people we read about a lot of problems in the newspapers or media channels and all. But most of them haven't seen there in real life. Since we have gone through this experience of 6 months, we realized how acute is the problem. And the problem is not natural, it's a man-made problem. So it's a man-made problem. Man-made problem, there are a lot of bureaucracy problems are there, technology issues are there, because even if you do something in technology, probably the net connection is not that accurate in those areas. Also,
Oh, okay.
the net connection is very very slow or not
Mm-hmm.
there. So
Mm-hmm.
for example, if you are on a till it's still there today. The net connection is not proper like urban cities and all. So what happens is probably you have to go to a nearby block area. You have to collect that data. Let's say for example you are doing now today. If you're doing WhatsApp, you have to send that
Mm-hmm.
message, and you have to
Mm-hmm.
go to the nearest block town so that you get net and
Mm-hmm.
your message gets delivered.
Yeah, you can sync that in the network
Yes.
connectivity area. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So these are the problems still persists, and these are actually the
Hmm.
problems farmers are facing.
Yes, yes. You're absolutely right, Manas. So these are the challenges. So coming to challenges, as you just started mentioning. So let's talk about the hard stuff. Like you have been into InGreens, faced 5 near-death moments. Can you just walk us through one and what helped you, keep going in these situations?
Initial 1.5 years means from 2012 to end of 2013.
Hmm.
We had no clue what we were doing, and since we
Okay.
had no clue, we had no income also,
Hmm.
right? So there are only two
Yes.
people, and we had no offices, no employees, no nothing like that. But yes, we used to meet at a cafe shop, and we used to discuss. And we used to visit a lot of five-star hotels where a lot of seminars happen. And
Hmm.
in those seminars, there are lovely lunches, free lunches for audiences. We
Yes.
used to visit.
Yes.
We have visited a lot of seminars in those five-star hotels in the initial 2 years. Not only to gather knowledge, but also to do
Hmm.
network and also to enjoy those beautiful lunches because we are not able to afford. These
Uh-huh.
were,
Right.
these were during the initial phases. The second phase
Hmm.
started like when we started dealing with government. And government
Hmm.
collection from government is a rather tricky and challenging part because the cash flow becomes impacted. So there are
Yes.
many times actually what has happened, you have done the work, your billing has been done, but you haven't received your payment. And
Yeah.
since we had large number of employees, we have to pay. But there was no money in the
Hmm.
account. But we have done the business. The billing was done. The
Hmm.
payments were not coming. So because of
Yeah.
this cash flows issues, we have faced a lot of it's a near death situation of the startup.
Okay. Okay. Yes, absolutely. And you also once told me that, when we were just talking outside. So, personally, you did not take a salary for 14 months. So, that's not just leadership, that's a sacrifice. And what gave you that kind of clarity, Manas?
See, basically, it was like had you have taken the salary, you could not afford
Hmm.
the employee salary. So this was a
Yeah.
choice that has to be made to keep
Hmm.
the startup going. So if you take your
Yes.
because the money was limited. So if you take your salary, you could not pay your employees. Employees will leave. So our basic
Yes.
ethos was that we will
Hmm.
pay first our employees, come what may.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
the startup keeps going. That was the initial.
Yes.
That was the basic motto that I followed from day one. Still, you are following the same thing. And
Hmm.
you also obviously when you don't take salary for certain period, it's not a sacrifice. It's a part of learning process. And there
True.
are many startups, many founders who have gone through this. We are not the only one. And those
Hmm.
situations will give you a lot of insights how to survive,
Right.
and you will learn many things in the process. You will, a lot of innovative things we can think about, which, let's say for example, in your comfort zone, you will never come to know. Sorry.
True. Absolutely.
So when
Absolutely.
you are facing a hard situation, you will evolve yourself. You will adapt to that particular, lifestyle, and a
True.
lot of new things and new ideas will come to your mind.
Hmm. Yes, you are absolutely correct in this. So, challenges is something wherein a person grows, not during the time a person is getting success. That's so absolutely true that you mean. So, in your words, what made InGreens unstoppable, Manas, even without any external funding, which we rarely see? Means you strap, and then you make the company run on its till now without any funding. How is it even possible? Because today's startup, the first thing they look for is like funding. So I just really wanted to know, like, how did you manage to do this?
To be honest, when we started, we never thought of funding. We had no idea what funding is all about. So initial 2 to 3 years, we had no idea what funding is all about. Our idea was we'll do business, we'll generate revenue, we'll run the company. So after 3 to 4 years or 5 years of running the company, we heard about what funding is all about, investors is all about. Yeah, since we are a profitable startup for many years, lot of investors have approached us also. Lot of VC money, angel investors have approached us. But somehow we could not reach up on a particular point of consensus because of terms and conditions. Right? The offers that were made were not maybe genuine, but during those we thought that probably the terms are too harsh for us. Okay. So we consciously decided that yes, let us do something. We will be in a bootstrap mode and we will continue to have your skin in the game rather than having easy money. So when you are having skin in the game, you will even, that's what I said, harsh situation will teach you how to evolve, how to adapt. And every paisa will mean a lot. When you are funding money, easy money, you don't think about spending. Now what we do is, since we are a bootstrap farm, spending 1 rupee, we also think about what will be the return of this and when it will come. And it helps you to be more financially disciplined while running the startup.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we always used to hear. I was also in a startup previously, so we always used to hear from our CEO that a penny saved is a penny earned. So we all were in that fame that so that we can save some money so that we can earn that for all of us. So coming to the impact, Manas, you once told me.
I'll also sorry for interrupting. I'll also like to point out that any VC money you are taking, it's like a liability on your head. Day and night, there will be you have to return the money with the return also, right? 2x, 3x,
yes, absolutely.
So every time there will be pressure of returning the money. The day investors put money in your account, it's like your meter is down. It's a liability.
True, absolutely.
We celebrate funding and all this thing, right? In social media, a lot of people celebrate funding, but they don't realize the actual work starts once the money comes to your account.
True.
Because you have to return everything. So this was a huge learning for us, like the funding part.
Yes, absolutely, Manas. I think you're absolutely right on this. Also, now coming to the impact part, Manas, you once told me about a farmer named Shamal Konar from Nodia whose life completely changed after using your solution. Can you just share that story to all of our audiences, please?
Yeah, what used to happen is this farmer was earning around 50,000 rupees annually. Before using 50,000 rupees annually comes to around 4,000 rupees per month. Imagine a family dependent on 4,000 rupees in the interiors in Nadia district. After using a solution, this person is now earning around 2.5 to 3 lakhs per year. So if you try to understand what impact has happened, the impact has happened economically, impact has happened socially. How economically? Because his lifestyle has increased, because his earnings has increased. Two,
obviously, yes.
Why socially? Because his social prestige has gone up in the society. His lifestyle has gone up. Now what is happening, I'll say the real impact again. This is a more impactful thing.
Hmm.
Now there are a lot of, he is getting a lot of marriage proposals now. Earlier he was not getting.
Oh, okay, okay.
And this was shared by him
Interesting.
only. This was shared by him only that because of you guys solution, now I bought a two-wheeler bike and I'm now getting marriage proposals also.
Wow.
So these are
So these,
societies. Yeah.
carry on.
So if you are talking about impact will happen economically, impact will
Hmm.
happen socially. Both has happened. Why it
Okay.
has happened? Because our solution has enabled him, that particular farmer, to
Hmm.
early detect diseases and pests for his particular crop. One.
Yes. Yes.
Two, he is having timely access to all government information and subsidies.
Hmm.
Three, he is
Hmm.
now getting benefit of government policies at the right
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
Four, he is getting prediction about weather, whether there will be rain and excessive rain, what precautions he has to take.
Hmm.
Five, he is also getting advisory on agriculture crop cultivation practices for different crops on a time-bound fashion in his mobile.
Hmm. Hmm.
So all these 5, 6 different benefits he is now receiving, and as a result, his income has gone up.
Hmm.
And obviously that's why this, a lot of economic changes have happened, social images have taken place. A lot of people are earning now. They are buying two-wheelers, getting marriage proposals, and they are establishing themselves in a new lifestyle. Actually,
So how does it makes you feel like the once we just heard that someone walks into your office and then they just says thank you and then sends you a wedding card. So how does that feel?
the feeling is, it cannot be explained. Actually. This is
Yes.
actually what we thought about when we started initial discussions on 31st December 2011.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So, a lot of people will earn money, but the inner satisfaction that happens with such compliments from such people, we are a lot of gratitude and grateful for this opportunity that we have done. Because every month, almost on every month, we see people couriers coming with marriage wedding invitation cards. That why don't
Okay.
you come down to our house and celebrate?
Huh.
Because of you, my son has established himself in his local area.
Wow.
And we also get phone calls or WhatsApp from people,
Hmm.
thanking us that yes, your solution is working. So not only from the farming community, we also get a lot of compliments from the government side also. The policymakers actually.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Policymakers have also benefited immensely because they have become more efficient now,
Hmm.
right? Because they are also
Hmm.
using
Hmm.
our solutions, as well as a lot of corporates are also using our solutions. So they have also become efficient. So we get compliments from a lot of from the entire ecosystem who have all been
Hmm.
impacted in some way or the other. Just to give you a numbers perspective, through
Hmm.
our software, where government of West Bengal has disbursed almost 10,000 crores annually to farmers by
Wow.
under a project by the name Krishak Bandhu.
Okay, that's commendable.
It's a direct benefit transfer from government to farming community. Every year it happens,
Hmm.
depending on the land area that person is having. So that's the substance, and a lot of stakeholders are there. Like West Bengal State Cooperative Bank does the disbursement, or SBI does the
Hmm.
disbursement. So there are a lot of stakeholders, and
Hmm.
we are also thankful to the government, but because of their support, we could build such a robust IT digital solution, which has completely transformed, West Bengal's agriculture system.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
this
that's
just to give you the number of farmers who are getting these benefits, it is,
hmm.
I think, around 75 lakh farming families.
Wow,
So 75 lakh
huge number.
75
Hmm.
lakh farming families translates into almost 3 crore population of West Bengal.
Wow.
So that
This
is
is
the
what data does. Yeah, this is what data does actually.
yes, yes,
Our work
yes,
will only be calculated, the impact will only be calculated with these data that you're having, that you're saying right now.
yes, yes, yes. So this proves the robustness of the system actually.
Yes, yes, true, true, very true. So, yeah, great work. And now, just coming to the new chapter that you have just started, we wanted to talk about the Dhenki and beyond. So, today, InGreens has entered the consumer food space with Dhenki, creating natural, clean food through community empowerment. So, why do you step into this, and what's the big dream here?
See, post COVID, people have become more aware about the health and what they are
Hmm.
eating. So as lifestyle increases, disposable income increases, people are becoming moving towards clean food
Hmm.
and food which is free from preservatives and chemicals and grown naturally.
Hmm. Hmm.
So in a way, what we are doing is we have started Dhenki Foods Private Limited to offer our customers clean food. Our
Hmm.
our products are a bit premium because for giving offering clean food, we have to take a lot of pain because
Yes.
it's a time taking process. It's a manual process where you offer the food to the customers, and hence the products are a bit on the higher costly on the higher side. But yes, the products that people we are getting, they are much better than our any other companies in Kolkata. Let's say, for
Okay.
example, in terms of edible oil, we do wood press oil. It's not a normal refined oil or factory processed oil. It's basically through it's a process that we used to follow almost like almost 100 years back. So traditional
Hmm.
wood work was done for extracting
Hmm.
oil from seed. So here also you are doing the same thing, only the wood has been replaced by wooden machine.
Okay. Okay.
So since it comes to a wooden thing, the
Hmm.
oil remains pure, nutrients remain retained, and the
Hmm.
oil is more than 100% pure. So
Okay.
in this way, what we are doing is we are also entering into jaggery and then spices and all these things. So
Okay.
what we intend to do is our products must be 100% quality. We don't compromise in any time on the quality of
Hmm.
the food, even if it is costly. But
Okay.
our motto has been to provide customers with the best possible food possible.
Okay. So the licensing and all are done. That's related to this.
Yes, yes, obviously, because without licenses, you cannot come up with a manufacturing unit that FASI licenses and then good manufacturing
Uh-huh.
practices, ISOs, and all these things. All these things are in place to take care of the hygiene of that particular unit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now coming back to a little personal thing, you have led teams, built technologies, and then touched millions. But how has this journey changed you as a person?
First of all, like after almost 13 years, we have been with this startup, right, from the inception.
Hmm. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Now I believe that yes, learning is perpetual. You have to keep
Hmm.
on learning every day and from every possible person possible. Now it's
Hmm.
like everybody has got certain skills to offer, irrespective of hierarchy in the
Yes.
system. So, for example,
Hmm.
your office boy has got lot to offer. Probably we neglect these people, but a lot of
True.
practical ideas also come from them. One, two,
Yes.
you are now adapted to what people, the natural tendency of people are that yes, I cannot face uncertain situations, or people are not
Hmm.
comfortable in facing uncertainty. For us,
Yes.
it's a normal process. Facing uncertainty is a normal process. When something is going good, we think in the back of our
Hmm.
mind, why is not something going wrong? Probably then I'm wrong in the process. So because it
Yes.
has come to us, it has got this concept has got ingrained in us that yes, there must be
Hmm.
something wrong. Why it is not happening? That is a normal
Hmm.
process. And the last and the most important thing is we don't have any fear of failure.
Yeah.
Most people don't do things that is because they feel that yes, people will fail or people will judge. We don't have any such thing because we have failed multiple times, repeatedly, so many times. So once you start failing on a regular basis, you lose the failure fear also.
True, true.
It's important that yes, we keep on going, keep on doing the same thing in a different ways. So yes, we don't all the three founders that we are having currently, we don't have any fear of failure anymore. So that is a big, very big learning for us. And
Yes,
yeah, please continue.
no, please go ahead. I interrupted in the middle.
Okay, so as I say that the top most learning for us is uncertainty is common. Uncertainty will always be there, and you have to learn to live with uncertainty.
True.
Every day. One, two, fear of failure. We don't have fear of failure. It is going to happen. And learning happens every day, every time, and from everyone. These are the three main learnings I think that has been a part of our journey.
Wow, great. So then, what is success to you then?
Success is more of like, to me, it's like inner satisfaction. Whether I'm satisfied or not. It might happen that you are doing a work, you are not getting the desired outcome. That does not mean that will not give you satisfaction. That will give you a satisfaction because probably we realize you are not technically correct, but the direction was right.
True.
So that is also a success, right? So success not necessarily has to be numbers. It has to give you inner satisfaction. For example, success was like, as I said, when we used to receive wedding cards from the farming communities to our office. That gave us a lot of inner satisfaction. And this cannot be quantified.
Very true.
This is actually success for me.
Absolutely. I think you very well said. Like the success to everyone is different. It doesn't always need to come with impact numbers or monetary gains or anything else. But these also, when impact like this happens, when people sort of acknowledges your work, that is also a great success. I think that is when you really feel good from inside. That feel good factor comes up.
Yes, you get a vibe that yes, something as good has happened.
Yes, absolutely. Very, very, very well said. Manas, now we all talk about grounding. So we have to ground ourselves, we have to do this, we have to, we just have to be on the very basics at times. So when the noise gets very loud and the pressure gets very heavier outside, how do you ground yourself?
After it, I have developed a lot of interest in content creation or writing. So this is one of the ways that I keep myself, grounded, stress-free, and I intentionally forget about a lot of things. That I will not think about this thing for, let's say, for example, next one day or next 3 hours. I do something else. Probably I'll write something or scribble something like that. Or I'll take a stroll in the office or in the office lawn, or when I'm back at home, something is not happening, some negative thoughts are coming. So you have to shut your mind for something, sometime at least, and think about something else and engage your brain in something else. So it's like basically channelizing your energy. So that way I keep myself stress free most of the time.
Very well said. So Manas just wanted to know, let's come to the hometown actually. So you visit your hometown every year?
Once in a year.
Oh, once in a year, every year, right? Every year.
Every year.
Wow. So what part of that young Manas, that boy from Balurghat, still lives in you?
Actually, when we enter my hometown, Balurghat, there's a different vibe altogether.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of nostalgic things. You remember your playground, your old friends, your old house, that old roads, narrow roads, your school. Your old friend, when you meet them, when you visit your old tea joints where you used to spend a lot of time, and actually you become nostalgic, very very
Yeah.
nostalgic. Like what was happened. You can see everything in a flash. In a second,
Yes.
you can see the last 20, 30 years that are gonna past actually,
Yes.
and you remember everything like. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
I go to Balurghat, I stay there for 1 or 2 days, meet old people,
Mm-hmm.
visit their house, visit their shops or whatever they're doing, or maybe their houses, and we try
Mm-hmm.
to discuss or discuss the old memories.
Mm-hmm.
Every year I do that. But most of the time I go visit in the month of November.
Okay, that's a wonderful time to visit, actually.
Yes, yes. Every year, I make a point that I'll be visiting Balurghat at least once a year.
Same here. I'm also from a very small township in Chittranjan. The winters are absolutely beautiful there. The flowers, the air, and everything changes all of a sudden from after the Durga Puja. So I can very well, empathize or sort of understand what exactly your feelings might be.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you
Yes.
were, yeah, please.
No, no, continue.
Yeah, so you built all this from Kolkata. So, what do you understand that there is a misunderstanding that most of us have when it comes to the tier 2 and tier 3 founders?
See, over a period of time, what I have realized is founders from metros,
Hmm.
they have got better exposure and better networks, nothing else. Otherwise, everybody is the same.
Hmm.
People coming from districts or founders from districts, what they fear is basically, because I'm also from a district now. What they basically
Yes.
fear is that people will judge them, or people will judge them or humiliate them if things go wrong. This is
Hmm.
more there in people coming from districts.
Hmm.
Whereas, and the networks are also very limited. Whereas people living
True.
coming from metro towns, they have got good
Hmm.
connections, good exposure, and they are already, like in 100-meter race, they are already starting from 50 meter. Whereas somebody coming from a district town, he or she is starting from, let's say for example, from zero. So that
Hmm.
part he or she has to overcome, and that will happen. That happens, and that has happened with time.
Hmm.
So this is the
Absolutely.
basic difference. Otherwise, I don't know. Otherwise, if you're talking about skill sets and all, I don't think there is any difference. I don't
Hmm.
think there is any difference.
Yes. Very true. I think this is absolutely right, what you have just mentioned. So it was wonderful to talk to you, Manas. So let's come to the most interesting phase of the podcast now, the rapid fire. So let's loosen things up with this rapid fire. So you have whatever comes in your mind. You can't take a lot of time explaining this. Whatever comes in your mind first, you have to say. Okay, so your time starts now. One
Okay.
word that describes your startup journey so far.
Resilience,
Yes. What's your go-to stress buster?
content creation,
Okay. So tea or coffee during those late night strategy sessions?
tea,
Tea. Okay. One entrepreneur you deeply admire.
Ratan Tata,
Yes, absolutely. Same here. So, if not agri-tech, what sector would you have picked?
education.
Most repeated line from investors that you have heard.
Come again.
What are the most repeated line from the investors that have come that you have heard?
What's there for me?
Absolutely. So, your most used app besides WhatsApp?
LinkedIn.
Yeah. So the weirdest advice you have ever received as a co-founder
I received from whom?
from anyone, any advice from anyone?
See, you will meet in people in life. What will happen is you will meet thousands of people across hierarchies, and thousands of people
Yeah.
give advice in 1,000 different ways. So it is better to listen to your heart and your gut feel. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think absolutely this is absolutely right that you have said. So, what's harder, bootstrapping or fundraising?
What's tougher?
Yes,
But harder you are talking about, right?
yes, harder, which is more harder.
To me, let's not, a startup founder should not think about bootstrapping or fundraising. The most important part in starting a startup is two things: cash flow and profit. That's it. If there is good cash flow and good profit, investors will by default approach.
Hmm. Right. So, if InGreens was a movie, what would its title be?
What would be its title?
Ah.
It's a very tricky question actually. Title of the movie.
Yes. So you're right, Manas.
It will be like a movie in a title Satya Pe Satta.
Oh wow, that's great. So your power mantra on tough days.
All is well.
So one thing people misunderstood about your work.
One thing people misunderstood about my work, but the InGreens work, right?
Yes. Yes.
People actually look for numbers without realizing the impact part.
Hmm.
Still now in India, impact part is overlooked.
Yeah.
People look only for numbers, sales numbers, without realizing that without creating impact, there is nothing. There is no point with something.
Hmm. Okay. So if you could go back to day one of InGreens, what would you whisper to yourself?
If I would like to go back on day one of InGreens,
Yes.
but what whisper means, what advice should I give to myself?
What give to yourself? Anything, whatever you would say to yourself.
Not becoming impatient.
Wow, that's really very, very good. So let's finish this sentence. Metamorphosis to me means.
To me, metamorphosis means I could relate to the term metamorphosis because one of my favorite terms is metanoia. Metanoia it means it's a continuous process of change. Until and unless you change yourself continuously, you cannot be able to success.
Yeah. So as we say that change is the only constant.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Manas, thank you so much. You have been such a sport for me, and you have been many things: a visionary, a leader, a disruptor. But to me, you have been an unwavering friend. Thank you for believing in me, for planting the seed of metamorphosis, and for reminding me every single time to ignite the fire within. For everyone listening, if there is someone, yes, Manas, please.
Thank you so much, and I wish Metamorphosis all the best, and it should achieve its objective very soon.
Yes, absolutely. So, for everyone listening out there, if there is someone in your life who had quietly lit your fire, let them know because we rise higher when we rise together. So, thank you for tuning into Metamorphosis. This is only the beginning of many more stories and many more transformations. And remember, your next chapter is waiting. All it takes is the courage to begin. Until next time, this is Tonusree signing off. Stay blessed, stay safe, and as always, ignite the fire within you. Bye bye.